Mortgage Advisor, NMLS 180007. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing lender. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Information, rates, and programs are subject to change without notice. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
Welcome to our show. I'm your host, Sarah Riley.
And I'm your co-host, Isaac Stegman, and this is the Real Deal Radio Show.
So we have top industry professionals on the show to share with you about their lives, how they, reach the success they have, and just learn about them as people.
And Sarah and I are also really passionate about nonprofit and the community, so we have a lot of people on that can give back and talk with us about that.
So welcome for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into our show. And we always kick it off with a moment of, are we changing it officially to appreciation?
We're going to change it to appreciation.
Okay.
Judgment call on the spot.
Done. So we're going to, just talk about what we appreciate right now. And why don't you start, Isaac?
Okay, I'm going to kind of get heavy, so why don't I go last?
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're going to make me look bad.
It's serious. No, go ahead.
Everyone always says the sweetest things, like they're so appreciative for your family. Well, we're on this show every week, so I said that the first week, okay? I love my family and my kids and all those heartfelt things. But now, today, I have to say that what I really appreciate is sleep. And I didn't get any last night, and so it made me appreciate it a lot more.
Like none?
Like a couple hours.
Dang.
And you know what? I say this, like when you have kids, little kids, and they put you through, sleep deprivation in the beginning, it's like your Navy SEAL training, because that's like a form of torture,
It
right?
is. It's worse than Navy SEAL training.
Worse. Yeah. So I have actually gotten sleep lately. So last night I got a very small amount broken up throughout the night, and I'm struggling hardcore today. I'm not my normal peppy self.
I got your back, Sarah. I got your
You
back.
got to bring up the energy.
So you're thankful for sleep when you get it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, cool.
What about you? Okay, so let's go, Jill.
Okay. So I feel like I'm going to say exactly what you've been saying, which is I'm thankful and appreciative for family and my health. That's huge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But sleep, I get that. I do. I have a husband that leaves for work at 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
He'll kiss me goodbye, say goodbye, have a great day, and don't worry about that offer you're getting. And he brings me to work mode, right?
Oh.
Wow.
So that was nice to say goodbye, but then it's like, what? I thought about the offer I need to write, and I got to get this for my buyers. I'm like, now I'm wide awake at 3 a.m. going, what? So, yeah, I'm
That's
appreciative.
sweet, though.
Yeah, it is, but sleep is good.
Yeah, sleep is good.
There you go. I was up at 3:45, which is earlier than usual. I'm normally 4:30, and I just couldn't
Wow,
go back to
gosh.
sleep. I didn't have anybody kiss me goodbye at 3 a.m. So, but for me, one thing that I wanted to bring up this week is last week. It was either last week or the week before. I think it was last week. I talked about Andy, who is a guy. He's a homeless guy.
A couple weeks ago.
Yep, in Granite Falls, and then he just recently bought an RV, and I donated some stuff and given it to him. We got to become friends, and Andy passed away yesterday.
What?
Just like out of the blue. So,
man.
so I told you I was gonna. So you can be the happy, positive one
man,
this week. I'm
Isaac,
bringing us down.
Wow, you are.
But it's for a reason, and I wanted to
so sad.
just highlight that you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
we just saw him, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
And not only is a call to action to think about the people in your life and appreciate anyone, any conversations that you're having, anyone you're connecting with, but also the homeless community. There's so many. I was talking with someone who there's this coffee shop there that's great, and they're like veteran friendly and firefighter and law enforcement friendly, and they actually do these little sticky notes where you can go in and for $2 when you buy something else, you can buy a sandwich or a meal for the local homeless community. And they just put these sticky notes, and you can write a message on it, or they'll write a message on it, and they put them on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And if people come in, they can just get a glass of cold water, a cup of coffee, and take one of the sticky notes and eat for free.
So sweet.
And they've got such a huge heart for that community. And they had befriended
Love
Andy,
it.
and actually he'd stayed at their house with them for a
Oh my
while, and all
gosh.
kinds of great stuff. So I was talking with Krista, who owns the place this morning, and she said, I'm just kind of sad that and upset for a couple reasons. One, that Andy's not with us anymore, but also because there's so many other Andys out there,
Yeah.
Right.
and that nobody might even know if they passed,
Right.
right? Because we just don't
True.
think to take the time to connect with people. They're all human beings. We're all human beings, and just because of their set of circumstances doesn't mean they're any less of a person.
Right.
So
Less worthy of love. And
I'm just trying to
Right.
make you cry this morning. That's my
Oh,
I
man.
know. We're there.
it doesn't take much. You're
I-
killing me.
I'm
I
so-
was like, I want to give you a hug. Like, oh, and are you okay?
I'm good.
Did you just find out like yesterday?
Yesterday,
Oh,
last night.
man.
So
So
it was a
sad.
shock, but it's out there,
Yeah.
and just wanted to. It's on my heart, so I wanted to
Yeah.
share and just say, treat people like human beings, regardless of their circumstances, and take care of
100%.
people in your community. So
So true.
What a good message.
yeah, and we've had a lot of people on the show that support the local homeless community too.
You had a lot
And
on the
so
show, and
It made
it's
me
always
appreciate
so
them.
amazing. Yeah,
and
what they do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, gosh, okay, I'm gonna lighten the mood a little.
Okay, bring it up. Bring it, dance party.
Even with my no sleep, I feel like I sound super raspy today.
What?
I mean, I always sound raspy a little bit, but I think it's the smoke. It's getting to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think that's why my kiddos were up, because her eye is all swollen and her throat's hurting. They were at the zoo. The smoke is, I don't know if it's affecting everyone, but I
feel
think it does
Yep.
affect you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I sound so awesome on the air today.
Yeah. A little extra rasp never hurt
A
anybody.
little extra. So I was just going to talk about something kind of funny about my daughter. I guess talking about her a lot, Dylan, my 2-year-old. So it's so funny how their phases are so short. And when you're in it, you're like, when is this going to be over?
Mhm.
And we just switched to a new phase yesterday, and I'm already not loving it.
Oh, which
Yeah.
phase is that?
So we went from she never said no. This kid's like, she's super just, I don't know, extra at everything.
She's just extra.
Extra. So
I don't know
when
where she gets it from.
no
Yeah.
idea. So instead of saying no, she's always like, no. There's like 4 or 5 no's,
Oh,
right? And I'm
funny.
like, when is this no phase going to be over? It's over. And now I can't.
Oh my.
Everything I ask her, you need to go potty. I can't go potty. You need to drink some water. I can't drink water. I can't.
Oh,
Everything I
wow.
can't.
You can nip
So
that in the bud.
I know.
Yes.
So my husband's we have 3 girls, and he's always like, Riley girls can do anything. You guys can do anything. So he's trying to instill in our 2-year-old, you could do anything. I can't. We don't say I can't. I can't say I can't. It's like hilarious. I got to get this stuff on video. But it's pretty cute. So, I mean, besides that and dealing with back to school stuff, that's kind of what's going on with me.
When is school for you? When does that start up
The
back
28th.
28. You got a little bit of time.
Yeah, the girls are on basketball camp next week.
Fun.
Some hoops. Yeah.
Are you going to teach them how to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's like my game.
School them.
Yeah.
Go play basketball in
pretty
Ronnie's
good.
backyard. You have a backyard like Ronnie's.
He does. He's got like every sport in his backyard. Yeah, basketball camp and then right into school. I feel like
Wow.
it's early, but before Labor Day. I don't know if that's the norm for everywhere, but
It seems like it keeps getting earlier and later at the same time. Like the school year keeps getting prolonged because
Yeah,
of
that's
all
true.
the different
vacations.
vacations, in-service days, things they keep
Mhm.
adding, and we homeschool, so I don't
Yeah,
really.
you guys just start when you
I'm
want to start.
totally out of the loop.
You don't have to mess around with the supplies or the clothes or
Yeah, when school style, whenever we want it to.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
cool.
I think like mid-September sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon
that's
as the
awesome.
weather starts getting,
Yeah,
rainy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you could always just teach class outside.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Actually, we do. We have a pretty large deck out back.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Yeah, like 50 foot deck or something.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
part of it's covered and part of it's not. So, if it's
Yeah.
sunny but not too hot, we can be out there. If we need the
Perfect.
shade, or if it's raining, you can still be outside even if the weather's not.
I love that
fantastic.
because like the teacher could be tanning while the students are learning.
Well, so you've been to my house.
No, that's just how I envision it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
What about you? What's going on with you?
Man, I'm meeting with started meeting with my business coach again, and that's really exciting because he always challenges me in finding out the things that I'm not doing that I should be doing, and I don't know if I'll just say it. So
Say it.
So
Just say
yeah,
it.
I don't have enough on my plate, and
Is that a joke?
so I've got my buddy Rob Jones, who came on the show a while back and actually
Mhm.
co-hosted the show when you were out of town. And we decided to start kind of not like a networking group, but kind of an accountability, like a men's group.
Oh, cool.
And it's called Real Men, and REAL
Oh.
stands for, and let's see if I can get this right, Radically Engaged Authentic Leaders.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it.
And the reason that we started that group is because I feel that and he agrees. And we were just talking about this. We're like, we should do something about this, you know? And I feel like there's not a lot of places where people, not just men, but I feel like we just started with the men and then we'll just do, you know, have other groups that go out from there. I feel like there's a lot of people who don't have anyone in their life that they are absolutely truthful with. Like 100%, I can say anything at any time and be really me and not wear a mask outside of like, even inside the home, but you know, outside the home too. They don't have a group of people that they can be really themselves 100% authentic and transparent and vulnerable and all those things that, you know, as men, a lot of times we shy away from the vulnerability and transparency and and we try to be, you know, the hero, and we try to be brave, and we try to be, you know, just the provider and awesome, and oftentimes it's not how we're feeling on the inside in the moment, and yet it's really hard to be that on the outside and feel like, okay, I'm being all these things I'm supposed to be, but I'm not feeling like I'm really being that. And so we just want to provide a space for people to just come talk about whatever they need to talk about while we're doing epic stuff. So we're not just going to sit in a hotel room or a boardroom or wherever. We're going to go out and hike. We're going to go shooting. We're going to go kayaking. We're going to go do awesome man stuff or women stuff, you know.
I like it. You're throwing in the women stuff because you're feeling like you singled out the ladies.
So we're going to be doing just awesome, epic stuff. And at the same time, just getting to know each other on, you know, a deeper level as human beings. And we're going to keep it to 5 people per group.
Wow.
And the reason why is we want a really tight, close-knit group. And Rob has this talk that he gives about, you know, all you need is one fist. Like 5 people is one fist. And like that's all you need to be really powerful versus 1,000 superficial relationships. Just get your tribe of like 5 people and be tight, you know, and you can be powerful that way. So we got that. I didn't do much on that. I maybe did an hour worth of consulting for Rob, but I'm excited about it launching because I feel like there's a huge need for that.
I agree. That's so cool. You're always doing cool things, thinking of cool ideas.
Not always. I don't talk
about it on the air.
Ones.
You save them all up.
The boring ones get glossed over.
Well, thanks so much for tuning into our show. We're really excited about the guests we have in studio. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Jill. Oh, is it Shalene, thank you.
So close.
From a premier broker with Windermere Real Estate. And later on today's show, we have Alex and Lisa Montross. Thank you. Owners of Concord. Well, I'm having a major.
She's still choked about Andy and I brought her down and
I didn't get enough sleep. Please forgive and accept me anyways. Real estate professional services. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great show.
Are you intimidated by the seller's market we're in and unsure of how to secure a home in a multiple offer situation? The Riley Home Team with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation has helped hundreds of buyers successfully secure the property of their dreams, even in this challenging market. A pre-approval letter from the Riley Home Team carries more weight because we have the reputation of closing loans quickly with our state-of-the-art technology known as the Ultimate Home Buying Experience. To learn more about our premier service and technology to help you secure the home of your dreams, contact us today at Riley Home Team at fairwaymc.com or visit the website rileyhometeam.com. Sarah Riley, Senior Mortgage Advisor, NMLS 180007. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing lender. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Information, rates, and programs are subject to change without notice. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
To our broker friends, how many times have you been in the middle of drafting documents, managing tasks, dealing with communications that were not growing your business, and realized that your time would be better spent on activities that actually generate revenue and closed more transactions? Well, your time is money, and delegating these types of administrative tasks need to be a priority if you're going to truly grow your business. This is where Concord can help. Through years of experience, they have been able to give real estate agents back time to focus on what matters most. They've helped brokers close over $1 billion in real estate transactions. Moncord offers transaction coordination, listing coordination, and consulting to help take your business to the next level. Visit them at moncord.com or email info@moncord.com to request your free consultation. It's time to focus on what matters most. Contact them today.
Isaac Stegman is the founder and president of Kaizen Coaching. His organization coaches some of the top real estate agents and loan originators in the country. Having recruited and trained over 1,000 sales consultants, Isaac has over 20 years of sales and leadership experience and has consistently been in the top 1% of his industry. Isaac now spends most of his time speaking, training, and helping elite performers align daily habits and mindset with their future goals and greater purpose. Isaac also recently launched the Seattle edition of Real Producers Magazine, which serves to inspire, inform, and connect the top agents in the market. Find out more about Isaac and Kaizen at www.kaizen.org.
Ready to shake things up? Try Alternative Talk 1150.
All right, welcome back. You're tuning into the Real Deal Radio Show live on 1150 KKNW. We're here with Jill Shaleen, Premier Broker Associate and Luxury Marketing Specialist with Windermere Real Estate. Specializing in the Greater East Side and Seattle real estate market, Jill is masterful at finding creative and equitable solutions to make each transaction come together with a positive result. In indulging her clients with a first-class service, her warm, friendly personality is very present in everything she does on their behalf, and it's truly a joy to ultimately fulfill their request. Jill has extensive knowledge in the acquisition and marketing of residential, luxury, equestrian land, and commercial properties, and she's truly committed to providing the highest level of expertise and outstanding personal service. Now, I've also known Jill for a number of years, and she's a wonderful human being and an amazing real estate agent, does a great job, has a fantastic reputation in the market with both her clients and other agents, so it's truly an honor to have her on the show. Welcome, Jill.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you for being here.
So nice. Thank you.
I just got to meet you yesterday, and I already know you're an amazing, wonderful person.
Oh, no.
I'm so excited to have you.
We both got to hang out with her yesterday.
You did,
different
yeah,
times.
you did too.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah,
Enjoyed
so we're glad to see you again here today.
Yep.
But I think you should just start off by telling us about you, your family, because you kind of have a unique story, how you got in the industry. So
I do.
You got 3 kiddos, right?
Yes, I have 3 kiddos. Hardly kids anymore, but they
Full
are.
grown.
Yes,
Yeah.
having birthdays this summer, and they are 23, 24, 25.
Do they all have birthdays in the summer?
Well, we've got, yes, they do.
Wow.
Yeah, we have, July, September. So yeah,
Wow.
it's quick. And they are all self-sufficient on their own, doing their thing, which is great, you know?
Yeah.
And then now this is the point you beg them to come back and have dinner with you. It's like, sad you miss them.
Where do they live?
I've got 1 in Eastern Washington, and I've got 2 local,
Oh, nice.
Edmonds and Bothell.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. So they're close by.
Yeah, they are.
And your husband, what does he do?
He's a police officer, 28 years in Renton, pounding the pavement, getting bad guys.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the story? Because I thought it was so unique how he got into becoming a police officer, because you guys used to work together
Correct.
at Nordstrom's,
Yes,
right?
that's how we met at Nordstrom. And then we left that. We were thriving in the company, loved it, thought that would be our forever career.
Uh-huh.
And then we have a family business that said, hey, we would love family help. So come and make it your own and work with us. And we thought, that's our background, retail, why not? And we did. So there's my husband, he was my husband at the time, measuring police officers and firefighters and getting to know these guys and doing ride-alongs and seeing the action on the streets with police officers, and said, I want to do this.
Because your family business was a uniform business.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was just natural for him to, go out there and meet some young guys and then fall in love with what they were doing. And
So cool.
yeah, and he's great at it and loves it. And I can't wait for him to retire, honestly.
Why? Is he's home more? Or?
Yes, it's a dangerous job, as
Yeah.
everyone knows, and it's changed. There's been an evolution in that career too, and it's tough. It's tough out there, and he's done his time. And yeah, it'd be fun to
Yeah.
see him more at home, and he can help me more with my business.
Oh, yeah? You
Yeah.
guys would work together?
Yes, yeah, he already helps me a ton. It's our days off are spent. Okay, we got to schlep some furniture over to this new listing, and whatever it is, he's there. If there's a plumbing leak and I got a client that can't afford something, I'm like, it's an easy fix. Just come with me and bring your tool bag. So yeah, like that would be a great, full-time gig for him. I could keep him busy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome if you can work with your husband.
Yeah.
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 We'll see if he could work with me.
I think anybody could work with you. You're so sweet.
And you definitely have a passion for boating
Yes.
as well. Did you guys talk about that yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. So
No.
we want to talk about boating. So you have a boat.
We do. We have had numerous boats over the years, started with teaching the kids how to water ski, wakeboard, surf, and those fun things. And then on to the next boat, a little bit bigger, and then the next boat, a little bit bigger. So, yes, now the boat is perfect for he and I go out and we travel on it to San Juan Islands. We keep it on Lake Washington just for easy access, and we would rather travel by boat to go to dinner in Seattle than a car.
Oh,
So cool.
Yeah, so we do that a lot. Kirkland, Bellevue, Seattle,
Yeah.
and just jump and go in an evening.
Fun. That's like we love that. We do like once a year, put the boat in Lake Washington and go have dinner, have like an adult date night. It's so fun.
It's so fun.
Way better than driving a car.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Your boat's pretty big though.
No, it's not. It's a Ranger tug. So they're kind of a compact Swiss Army knife of boats
Uh-huh.
where we've got kitchen, we've got the fly bridge, we've got, barbecue built in and it sleeps 4, preferably 2. And away you go. So it's, it gets us far and fast, but it's a fun boat.
Well, any
Fun.
boat that sleeps anyone on purpose.
Yeah.
In the
Right?
description, that's a fairly big boat.
Yeah.
I've slept on a boat before, but not one I was supposed to sleep on.
That's a different story. Yep, I know those.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit how you guys got into real estate? Because it's kind of unique. You guys have been dabbling in the real estate for a while, you and your husband, right?
Correct. Yes. I would say our passion came when we were 18 and 20 and we bought our first house together. Weren't married, knew that would probably happen, but just took a leap of faith in that. Why not? And so we bought this house. It was a fixer. It had been moved physically from one location to another in Seattle. And this owner was overwhelmed. He's a house flipper back in '86. And he said, this is like hurting my family, my wife. I'm spending too much time on this house. Help me fix it, and I'll give you a good deal on it. So we would go to our jobs at Nordstrom, clock out, and we would go help this guy, mud, tape, sheetrock. We learned so much. And it was definitely the catalyst to our excitement of houses. And we're like, we could do this. We know how to do it. So from there, we have bought and sold vacation properties, rental houses, and our own houses. And we've moved a lot because we have this bug. We call it OCD, over construction disorder. So it's been our thing. And people are like, God, do you guys not relax on the beach? Do you not go to, have fun? I'm like, I think this is our fun because we have a place in Arizona. We go there and we're, remodeling this 80s, fixer.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it keeps us, I don't know, we do well together. Good partners.
Find what gives you juice. And if you can do it with somebody else, even better.
I agree.
Even better. So when you first started in real estate, what was kind of the catalyst for your success or growth? Like, what was your focus, or did you just kind of do some of everything? Or
I would say some of everything. And again, my background being Nordstrom, it did instill that customer service, get out there, write thank you notes, smile, talk to people. And that's just been, I think, a great baseline for everything that I do. And with real estate, it's going to, doing open houses to get going and to meet people and just jumping up. It's like them walking into Nordstrom in my department where I would manage. And that's how I felt like, wow, how can I help you? What can I get for you? It carried over into real estate. And so I feel like that's been my success. And it was, again, pounding the pavement, open houses, floor time, a lot of hours spent. And there were some times you had to, leave the family and it's a lot of weekend time, but you pay your dues and it works.
Yeah. You still do open houses.
I do. My sellers hire me and I tell them, you get me. I'll answer the phone. I do the marketing remarks. So I'm the front person for everything because you hired me for a reason. So open houses are great. They love it when I'm there because I tell them, you are the person that knows your house the best. Second and best, perhaps. Tell me your stories. I want to, convey those stories to the buyers walking in the door. Tell me about the cherry tree that your kids swang from and that, you planted this garden or the house has this great, view window. So they want me there and I love that and I want to be there. That's how I feel. I'm doing my job.
Yeah, I love that because a lot of agents, when they get to a certain point, they have other people do their open houses for them.
True.
So I think that's really unique. And then also just kind of you as a person, like when you're at the open house, you're not having them, fill in right, sign in and
I don't.
you know, hounding them like, who's your agent? You're more of like a soft sell.
I am.
I really like your philosophy about, you know, they'll work with you if they want to, right?
Right. And I do believe in that. And sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, well, that was silly. Should I have done that? But it's not my personality or my
Right.
nature. But I see these people with these books of, you know, names and numbers. And I'm like, if they want my help, I feel like I've educated them enough with what I know in the real estate market or whatever's we had a conversation about. And they'll come back to me and they'll say, wow, you know, I'd like to work with her instead of me making these phone calls and blanket emails of, you know, I don't know. I don't want to feel like I'm hounding anyone. It's, again, not my nature. So it's the soft sell. It's, you know, I'm here for you. Here's my card if I can help you down the road.
There's a tipping point when you're really good at what you do and you are the type of person that you are. You're just a very genuine, nice person, very, very approachable, where you don't have to chase people because you start to attract people by who you are, who you're being with them, right? So I think that's probably one of your magical skills that you have that serves you really well. So you were also a dancer as well.
I was back in the day.
Yeah. How did that influence who you are now?
I think discipline for sure. I did it 7 days a week. I was in a dance company, and I really thought that would be my future. And I took a break, and that was, I think, my downfall. I'm like, I got to take a little break after high school and not go back in. And I worked a lot, so that was good. But the work mode and then having the house, and like, I enjoyed that. So I think that superseded my dance venture that I thought I might, you know, enjoy for a career. But definitely discipline. It's, you know, getting up early, it's staying up late, it's being on time, and then everything physical that you have to do with that. So it was absolutely helpful in who I am today.
You mentioned when we were talking that there's something about being on stage, and you told your kids this, and I thought it was just, I mean, I think everyone should live by it. So can you share?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. We talked about always being on stage. And if you've ever gone to a show and maybe you see it, maybe it's, you know, kids or younger people, and they're leaving the stage and you see them stop performing, or the smile goes down, or they kind of walk off instead of doing that last kick or leap, you see that. And I always tell my kids, you know, you talk on the phone with a smile, look in the mirror if you have to, but don't stop smiling and being that person until you've hung up that phone or exited that stage, that you're on stage. You know, give them your best and be a happy sounding person all the time. I just think, again, when you're providing customer service, and that's huge.
It is.
It is. Make that customer or client feel so important and keep it going to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was so cool. I agree. And so you talked about Nordstrom's, and you mentioned to me that basically, you know, that kind of instilled to you like how you run your business, with all, you know, basically the Nordstrom service, right?
Yes.
You roll out the red carpet for your clients.
Absolutely. It's never say no, always say yes, and how can I help you? And I think that's how I capture a lot of clients, because it's about them. Think outside the box, make it happen.
Love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You're also the featured cover agent for Seattle Real Producers Magazine coming
Thank
up
you.
here.
Wow.
So it will hit, it's coming out
You're
on...
famous.
Almost, yeah.
Almost famous,
Almost
yeah.
famous.
Just about.
It's been super cool to be able to tell your story and just kind of reconnect with you after I'd run into you in a number of years.
I know. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
So we're glad to have you on the show.
Thank you,
and thanks for you guys that are listening for tuning in to the Real Deal Radio Show. When we come back from the break, we're going to continue chatting with Alex and Lisa Matras, who are the owners of Moncord Real Estate Professional Services, also good friends, wonderful professionals in the business. They've got a stellar reputation, and we're really excited to have them back on the show. So,
absolutely. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back with you guys in just a couple minutes.
Are you intimidated by the seller's market we're in and unsure of how to secure a home in a multiple offer situation? The Riley Home Team with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation has helped hundreds of buyers successfully secure the property of their dreams, even in this challenging market. A pre-approval letter from the Riley Home Team carries more weight because we have the reputation of closing loans quickly with our state-of-the-art technology known as the ultimate home buying experience. To learn more about our premier service and technology to help you secure the home of your dreams, contact us today at Riley Home Team at fairwaymc.com or visit the website rileyhometeam.com. Sarah Riley, Senior Mortgage Advisor, NMLS 180007. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing lender. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Information, rates, and programs are subject to change without notice. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
To our broker friends, how many times have you been in the middle of drafting documents, managing tasks, dealing with communications that were not growing your business, and realized that your time would be better spent on activities that actually generate revenue and closed more transactions? Well, your time is money, and delegating these types of administrative tasks need to be a priority if you're going to truly grow your business. This is where Moncord can help. Through years of experience, they have been able to give real estate agents back time to focus on what matters most. They've helped brokers close over $1 billion in real estate transactions. Moncord offers transaction coordination, listing coordination, and consulting to help take your business to the next level. Visit them at moncord.com or email info@moncord.com to request your free consultation. It's time to focus on what matters most. Contact them today. When making one of the biggest financial decisions of your life, what do you look for in an agent? Someone you can trust who has integrity and insight? Someone who always finds a way to invoke a creative and equatable solution to make each transaction come together with a positive result? If so, then look no further than Jill Shalene, Premier Broker Associate at Windermere Real Estate. Jill provides her clients with first-class service, serving a warm and friendly consultation in everything she does on the client's behalf. It is truly her joy to ultimately fulfill each client's request. Jill's passion is houses, and her prize is seeing a seller or buyer all the way through. Contact Jill at 206-313-6563 or find her on the web at jillshalene.com. That's JILLSJOLIN.com. Jill Shalene, your Premier Broker Associate at Windermere Real Estate.
Find our app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and take us with you wherever you go. Alternative Talk AM 1150.
Welcome back to the Real Deal Radio Show, live on 1150 KKNW. If you're just tuning in, we're here with Alex and Lisa Montras, owners of Moncord Real Estate Professional Services since 2015. They've helped brokers close hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate transactions, and Moncord aims to be the most customer-centric transaction coordination company within the real estate industry. Based out of Bellevue, they serve King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties. They're also good friends. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
How's your day?
It's going good.
Good.
Hectic,
Running around.
but good.
You guys, like,
yes.
Tight
Sweating
booking.
bullets,
I know
but
you're
good.
busy.
Yeah.
I know you're busy. Thanks for making it today.
Yeah.
So why did you guys start? Let's just jump right in. Why did you guys start Moncord? What's your story?
I'm going to go ahead and let you, Lisa, handle that one first, and then I'll jump in.
I knew that was getting passed off to me. We actually sort of call it our accidental baby.
Uh-huh.
We have 5 other kids. I'd say this one's probably the most time-consuming that we're developing. But I did transaction coordination just on the side to sort of fill time while being a stay-at-home mom. And I did it so differently than any other coordinators out there that the business just grew. And before we knew it, we had a choice to make. We either cut it off altogether or we formed a company. And because of the feedback we had gotten back from our clients and how much they love the service, we had to form a company. So it's our accidental baby that we had.
Yeah. Well, you guys have a great reputation, and it's hard to find really stellar people in that industry that want to serve the clients in that way. You find some people that, well, I can't really cut in real estate, so I'm going to do transaction management, or I'm going to do this for a while and do something else. It's kind of rare to find somebody who has such a passion for it and the aptitude for it that can then apply the skills of a business to that and grow it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've worked with lots of transaction coordinators in the past that are kind of I work with onesie twosie, agents, but there's very few people that I've met that are building a whole company and brand and do it really, really well like you guys. So kudos on kind of baking that recipe together and getting all the ingredients to make a really successful company.
Well, I think what drives us is a lot of what you just said. So I used to sell real estate, and I worked. I worked from 5 in the morning until midnight, and I would be getting calls at 11 p.m. and there just wasn't enough hours in the day, and I couldn't find the support that I needed to run a successful real estate business. I got burnt out in a year and a half of selling, which is crazy to me. Because it didn't exist. And so I think that's where the passion for what we do comes from, is that I think real estate's an amazing career for people. I also think it can consume you. And so we were able to provide, and we are able to provide something that allows somebody to have a really successful real estate career and still have a life that isn't dictated by phone calls at 11 p.m.
Yeah. Well, the skills are really different for what it takes to be a successful agent from what you guys provide to the agents as well.
Yeah, it's not I think it's rare, considering we both came from the real estate industry. I started in 2003. Lisa, 2005 you got into the
2006.
2006. So escrow background, producing agents, had some business acumen, kind of put all those things together. At the same time, we realized that the market was not there was a big hole in the market, and there was no company apart from something being outsourced overseas that was doing it locally that could scale. And that's where we saw the opportunity to say, hey, this is a good opportunity to actually address the needs in the market, address a niche that nobody's really addressing today, and then go go all in. And we did that in 2016, and now it's just taken off. It's been good.
Crazy. That's so incredible. And you guys are husband and wife.
Yes.
That we are.
Yes.
How's that?
That is a true statement.
That is.
Waiting
Working
for
with your
coffee.
spouse. Growing this successful business with 5 kids and working with your spouse. How's that? Good?
Crazy.
Easy,
Crazy.
right? Piece of cake.
It was easy.
So simple, right?
It's hard. It's hard. I think, I have a lot of respect for anybody running a business that are any spouses or couples running a business together, because the amount of pressure, forget about the internal pressures you have raising a family, but then you add the business aspects of things, makes it that much more challenging. We've grown so much together, which has been great. We've been presented with new challenges that we've had to overcome. So, we've actually started thinking about how do we maybe put together like a mastermind of married couples that are running a business.
Oh, that's cool.
So that we can also learn lessons. Maybe there's people that are far, many more years ahead of us that can kind of speak into our lives and say, hey, this is what we've learned, and this is how you can prepare for, what to expect, and, as things can continue to progress, right?
It's an interesting journey. I think in the beginning it was much harder than it is now. I think we've learned, I think our marriage has grown tremendously because of this business. I think us as a couple and us as parents and us as a future, our future selves are much better off because we run this business together. Like we've been faced with challenges that most married couples aren't.
Right.
And so there are things that we've had to overcome that I think a lot of people haven't. So I think it's set us up for more success in the future.
Yeah. We were just talking to Jill, and her husband's a police officer right now, and hopefully retiring soon, and going to join her in the business. So maybe you guys can,
yeah, she could
mentor them along. They can be part of your mastermind group.
I think the one thing that's really important is, Lisa and I talk about this all the time, is understanding, staying your lane, I like to say. And, she runs, I would say, more operations and kind of the coordinating aspects of the business, where I'm on the marketing and business development. So when it comes to coordinating, I'm like, hey, that's all you. Like, I don't even want to touch that. It's none of my business.
And I don't want him to touch
it.
And
I will break it in a heartbeat. So I don't, I'm the agent that needs the coordinator, right? But on the, understanding what those boundaries are up front is really helpful to then kind of set the stage for success. And if you don't establish that early on, it's going to be that much more challenging as you get
probably
deeper
in
and
any
deeper into
partnership.
Yeah,
any
for sure.
Yep,
for sure.
Knowing your strengths and weaknesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
What brought you to Seattle in the first place?
Well, for me, the Las Vegas crash. I'm originally from Las Vegas. 2008 came. That pretty much decimated Las Vegas and as a whole. I came up here. I was really surprised how much insulated this was up here in the greater Seattle area compared to the Southwest. And at the time, moving, it was about kind of as a fresh start. It was like looking for change and saying, hey, where's somewhere I haven't been? I thought about moving to Southern California or somewhere I've never even, kind of traveled to. And Bellevue was the place I landed and stayed and never looked back since. I go back to Vegas and I could probably last I have family and friends there. I'm probably there 3 days and I have to leave because I'm like, one, it's too brown. I didn't realize the place could be so many cinder block walls and stucco that I'm like, it all looks the same. So I'm like, I can only take 3 days of it now at any given time.
Are you from here, Lisa?
I'm not. I'm originally from Montana.
Okay.
So I graduated college and spent a year just kind of hanging out in Missoula, Montana. And if you've been there, you can get sucked into hanging out in Missoula, Montana. So I threw my cat and all my stuff into a car and I headed west and I couldn't go any further. So this is where I landed. And I literally had like $350 in my bank account. And here I am 17 or 18 years later and I've made it. So I think I was actually brought here to meet Alex. I think we both arbitrarily ended up. But I think it's true. Like I do. Because I actually was contemplating between here and Newport. And for some reason I was like, Seattle sounds like a good place. I had no other reason.
Newport would have been so much.
Because Alex.
But you wouldn't have been there.
I might have been.
If you were there, he would have found his.
There you go.
Maybe. Yeah. So maybe I should have.
Yeah.
How old are your guys' kids?
They range, so we have a blended family from 17. She'll be 17 this year. 17, 14, 12, 4, and 2.
Good
Wow.
job.
It was a test.
a lot of
Lisa
numbers
was looking
for
right
I
at
know,
you.
I'm watching. I'm like, does he know?
Don't
a
ask
lot
me
of numbers.
birthdays, though.
That's a
Don't
lot
ask me
of-
birthdays. I'll get that all wrong.
Wow, you guys are really busy.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old too, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
just the one young one. I mean, I have 3, but she's crazy.
Yeah.
So I
But
can
I
imagine
think
2 and 4. That's a lot.
There's something about 2. Like, and the day he turned 2, he's like, oh, I'm supposed to be a jerk. Awesome. Check.
Yeah.
I'm like, he was my sweet, amazing baby. And then he turned 2, and I'm like, okay, we can rewind a couple months.
Yeah. Oh,
Where
yeah,
all
I'm
the
feeling
lines
ya.
so that I can go ahead and cross them now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, for you guys, what would you say? And I know I would say, if you don't have a transaction manager as an agent, you're so selling yourself short on what you can actually do. If you like being an agent, if you like doing transaction coordination, talk with Alex and Lisa or work with them and, set up your own transaction management thing. But if you like the other skills and doing the things that being an agent entails, do more of that, right? Because that's what your highest dollar per hour probably is. Hire it out to somebody who does it really well. So what are some of those things that you provide that the agents just wow, over? What are some of the specific
I can
value
answer, but
propositions?
You're in the day-to-day. Go ahead.
Well, I think
You're the marketing guy.
I mean, I could give you.
I'll close the loop.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
you
go
can
ahead.
close it. But I mean, I could sit here and give you a list of everything that we do. But what I would say more than anything that people appreciate is we keep everybody in communication. So oftentimes what happens is a broker's very, very busy and they forget to tell 2 people something and there's 5 that needed to know and 2 people got left out. And so all of a sudden you're juggling this fire drill right before closing because, oops, I forgot to tell you that. Yeah. So we actually had a meeting with a broker this morning, and the first thing she said to me, I think I can say this on the air.
You can.
It was all clean, but I don't know what is edited and not. But she goes, already this week you saved my hiney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was I'm like, that's music to my ears. You can say that over and over again.
Yeah.
Like
You could say it on the air, by the way.
Well,
I think she changed the word.
Yeah.
but it was awesome to hear because
Bacon?
what it is, we're communicating.
Bacon.
I like it.
Bacon.
I thought so.
But we're communicating, and so we keep them on track so that they don't have to have all of that stuff in their head.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's never happened to anybody listening, that you've not communicated something to a client that was important, but just it does happen out there. Case in point. There you go.
I think, to kind of why we're able to save somebody's bacon, right? So is the simple fact that we have systems in place. I just had a consultation with a broker. She had hired 2 coordinators over the last 2 years. And one was with her for 3 years. Another was 9 months. But the same thing that kept coming up was that the coordinators that she would hire on didn't have systems. They were literally managing from spreadsheets. And you actually find that's pretty common. You find coordinators managing their business from a spreadsheet. And the moment we suck them into our system, all of our brokers bring them into our system, they realize how much thought we've put into our program, right, and processes and procedures. That, yeah, we're always improving, because with each growth spurt we go through, we have to then improve that much more, which is nice to have challenges that we have to continue to overcome. But what we realize the marketplace where we feel there's a big gap is that the coordinators that are, and there's some good coordinators out there. I want to be clear. I think there's a lot of good coordinators out there. I think there's potentially, I think where we cover the gap is that we have a little bit more, I'd say, process and operations nailed down to where the average coordinator doesn't. And then that directly impacts the quality of service that the broker's getting from us compared to somebody else.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say even people that are using a spreadsheet are probably fairly advanced. I've seen people
For sure.
like
I was thinking the same thing.
napkins in the back of your hand.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And,
And I'm not even an Excel guy, but if you can master, I mean, I'm always impressed with anybody who can manage Excel. But I mean, and that was one of her comments, and that just validated, we're doing the right things. We're building out our program effectively, and then we're able to deliver quality services.
And everyone gets the same level of service because you have
Standardized.
the systems in
Right.
place.
And we're able
Super
to scale.
standardized,
Where that's another, I think, I would say another differentiation is that we've built our business to scale. A lot of coordinators out there today are managing maybe a handful of brokers. Well, what happens when that person gets sick? Well, the work goes back onto the broker.
Right.
The value we add is that because we're so standardized and because we continue to build out our program, our systems and operations, is that if somebody leaves or if our coordinator goes on vacation or sick or whatever, we have all the data on the back end to be able to continue to run that broker's business. So where do you find that? That's not easy to do. And that's where I think brokers are starting to realize, like, okay, I've hired somebody in-house, but I have to manage them. I have to make sure they show up. I have to make sure they're continuing providing value for my business. And then when they're gone, all the work gets passed on back off to me. Is there really that much value that you got to hire somebody on? Apart from the customization, there is some things that you give up by hiring us, a little bit of customization, but overall we still meet the needs of the broker. It's something that I think it becomes a no-brainer. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's a no-brainer.
I think the sweet spot is big enough and scaled enough that you have that overlap and can manage the emergencies and the fires. Not so big, though, that there's no personal relationship and it's completely detached, because a company can get so big and so impersonal that clients don't really matter. There's just one out of a million,
Right. Exactly.
So I think you guys have a good a mix of that.
We want to get big enough to where that's a problem we have to solve for.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah, what's the future? What's the future for you guys look like?
Oh, man. We want to, the future for us is we want to continue to build services on top of what we do that are going to make the brokers' lives easy. That entails a lot. But with regards to coordinating, so for example, today we are in Chicago. We do have a few brokers of support in there, so we understand how to deliver services to Chicago. We've been talking to folks in Phoenix. Las Vegas is my backyard, so we've been thinking about going into Vegas. So we'd like to, in essence, go throughout the West Coast. But people, I think having the right people is what our biggest challenge is. And making sure that when we make those moves, we have the right people in place. So in 2019, what you're going to see from Moncord is most likely start to see a expansion throughout the coast. And then the goal is then to start pushing east. And we'd like to be nationally between, I'd say our 5-year goal would be at a minimum in the major hubs where we have, a Moncord instance in all the major cities nationally within 5 years.
That's exciting.
That
That's
is.
big.
Yeah.
How big is your team right now?
We just hired we're at 13 employees today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. So with all those necessary ancillary services for brokers, are you going to add like babysitting? And,
Yeah, that's don't get me started.
Child care.
That's a business that I
17-year-olds.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe
know.
that will be her company.
Mobile meal delivery when they're out showing houses.
Yeah. So yeah, and we are building out. One thing that's going to allow us to do that is we're in the middle right now building out our own internal software. So right now, we use third-party software to manage our business, or pieces of software to manage our business. We're currently in development where we're building it out, and that's going to help us be able to scale beyond where we're currently at as well. So that will be for our business internally first, but that will also be a service that potentially down the road we start licensing out to brokers and brokerages as well.
Wow, we're going to have you guys back on next year and hear about all your accomplishments.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to take a break. Thanks so much for joining us, Alex and Lisa. Thanks for tuning in to the Real Deal Radio Show. When we come back from commercial, we'll have the Sarah Skinny. To find out topics about anything we talked about today, you can go online on Facebook or Instagram at the Real Deal Radio Show.
To our broker friends, how many times have you been in the middle of drafting documents, managing tasks, dealing with communications that were not growing your business, and realized that your time would be better spent on activities that actually generate revenue and closed more transactions? Well, your time is money, and delegating these types of administrative tasks need to be a priority if you're going to truly grow your business. This is where Moncord can help. Through years of experience, they have been able to give real estate agents back time to focus on what matters most. They've helped brokers close over $1 billion in real estate transactions. Moncord offers transaction coordination, listing coordination, and consulting to help take your business to the next level. Visit them at moncord.com or email info@moncord.com to request your free consultation. It's time to focus on what matters most. Contact them today.
Isaac Stegman is the founder and president of Kaizen Coaching. His organization coaches some of the top real estate agents and loan originators in the country. Having recruited and trained over 1,000 sales consultants, Isaac has over 20 years of sales and leadership experience and has consistently been in the top 1% of his industry. Isaac now spends most of his time speaking, training, and helping elite performers align daily habits and mindset with their future goals and greater purpose. Isaac also recently launched the Seattle edition of Real Producers Magazine, which serves to inspire, inform, and connect the top agents in the market. Find out more about Isaac and Kaizen at www.kaizen.org.
When making one of the biggest financial decisions of your life, what do you look for in an agent? Someone you can trust who has integrity and insight? Someone who always finds a way to invoke a creative and equatable solution to make each transaction come together with a positive result? If so, then look no further than Jill Shalene, Premier Broker Associate at Windermere Real Estate. Jill provides her clients with first-class service, serving a warm and friendly consultation in everything she does on the client's behalf. It is truly her joy to ultimately fulfill each client's request. Jill's passion is houses, and her prize is seeing a seller or buyer all the way through. Contact Jill at 206-313-6563 or find her on the web at jillshalene.com. That's JILLSJOLIN.com. Jill Shalene, your Premier Broker Associate at Windermere Real Estate.
Get your daily dose of variety. Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back to the Real Deal Radio Show. It's time for the Sarah Skinny. It's going to be a skinny because we only got a couple minutes.
A light one.
A light skinny.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to talk really quick about today's market because the tides are returning, and there's been a lot of feedback from clients, people wanting to sell their house of what's going on because sales are down, and that's really because inventory is up a lot. So there is actually 44% more homes on the market this July than this time last year. So it's just, as far as sellers go, people, thinking that they're going to get top dollar, going to be in a bidding war. The buyers are going to waive all contingencies. That's not really the way it is anymore. So if you're thinking about selling your house, you might want to jump in because
Yeah.
it's time.
You know who I think it's really good for is that
Huh.
buyer who just got their hiney kicked a few months ago.
Yeah, go buy a
With
house
so
now.
many offers, and you just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Talk to Sarah, get your stuff dialed back in, go
Oh,
find
yeah,
it
like
because
that.
now is the time. Now you have some of that power shifting back to the buyers where
Mhm.
they're able to actually go out and reasonably find a home.
Yeah, you
So,
can make a contingent offer. You're still competitive with 0 down. Things are
Yeah.
getting more accepted. So, I mean, we've even seen seller paying closing costs a lot lately, especially down in Pierce County.
yeah, they just
Yeah.
want to get it done before things shift even more.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of uncertainty. So
The average median price in King County went down 30 grand this month.
dang.
Yeah. So it's crazy. So, if you're thinking about buying, buy. If you're thinking about selling, sell.
Good time. Good time.
Thanks so much for tuning into the Real Deal Radio Show. Next week, we'll have an amazing guest in studio, so stay tuned for that.
And hopefully less smoke outside, so Sarah
Yeah.
and I aren't choking on our words.
Yep.
All right.
Stay
Have a good
tuned.
week,
Talk to you
guys.
next week.
Thanks.
Sarah Riley, Senior Mortgage Advisor, NMLS 180007. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing lender. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Information, rates, and programs are subject to change without notice. All products are subject to credit and property approval.